Hello everyone and welcome to the first episode of our Thrawn's Revenge Imperial Civil War 2.2 pre-alpha playthrough as the Eriadu Authority on Endor Aftermath. So if you're new to the channel, I'm the lead developer in addition to running this channel, so we tend to do a lot of playthroughs that sort of focus on the development of the projects. So this is going to have a lot of stuff that is very much in progress. There's a few units that we'll be adding as we go through. So there's a few things, I think 3 units that are going to be missing right now that hopefully, as we get them done, we'll be able to load them into our campaign as we go. There is the torpedo sphere already in, but a lot of our efforts have been focused on the content that would have been in the demo. So a lot of that is obviously in, and there's a few things that are still being polished off for the Eriadu Authority. But this should give a bit more insight into the development process as well, because this is sort of the start of the second part of the 2.2 development cycle, if you will, with the demo being the first part. But we're going to be playing on hard. I will explain a lot of this stuff as we go through here. And in the past, we've had a straw poll going in the description for which faction to play next. But since we've now covered all 3 of the new 2.2 playable factions, the next poll for which to play of the older factions, which previews to show off first, has been posted on the Patreon page, because they're essentially why I've been able to eat for the last few months. So just as a sort of reward for the patrons of the channel, if you're interested in becoming one yourself and voting on that poll, you can check out patreon.com/CoreyLoses. So, Delvardis. Eriadu welcomes you. The noble families, including the Tarkins, have asked us to protect their holdings. However, I have grander ideas. We will strike at the core to regain the glory of the former empire for Eriadu. I trust you are up to the task. Alright, so we start off with... we'll just pause here. We start off with 4 heroes. We have the guy without the icon right now is Governor Lobax Resun. He has an ISD in space, and he also spawns another hero, a squadron hero, which I believe is Tomex Bren. Does it say in the flank? No, it just says White Death, the hero squadron. I can't remember. I think it's Tomex Bren that commands that. But he will get an icon at some point. It's getting hard to find random Imperials that we can use as icons for the people who don't have canon portraits. But that will be coming in. We have Delvardis. He is in Thalassa, the Praetor 2. He's our faction leader. We have Shea Hublin. He has a Star Destroyer himself because he's a fighter ace, but he was injured at one point. So in canon, he commanded another fighter squadron from the bridge of an ISD. So he spawns in an ISD too, and then there's a fighter squadron with his icon that comes out as well. And then we have Adie Pritik, who is in charge of the Imperial forces at Endor after Palpatine died. He's the one who, Pelion ordered the retreat, but after they got to Yagdal, Pritik was in charge, and that's when people like Harsk started taking off, and he sort of messed everything up. But here he is as a hero. So in this campaign, there are obviously the Eriadu Authority. We have a lot of rebel territory over here, but it's also spread out, like Kothless and Bothawi. Then you have Hast and Mon Calamari that they have, but you also have Pterodox territory where you'd expect it just over here. You have Zinj's territory and the future corporate sector authority if Zinj controls it when he dies, just like in the demo. The Pentastar alignment's up here, and the Empire sort of in the core, with a bit of other stuff spread throughout. Now, there are a few other emergent faction events in this. So there's the corporate sector authority one that I already mentioned, and if Kalis 6 and Abrigato Ray are controlled when Sate Pestage dies, who's the Imperial leader right now, when Azard takes over, then Blitzer Harsk will sort of break off on his own and form Zero Command out of here. So that's something that will probably end up... We might not see it because the New Republic might end up taking that over, or we might end up taking that over before Pestage dies. But there's also... on Morja, there's another faction, Prentiox Dominion, but they only have the one planet right now. So they probably won't be a big threat to us or anyone else, really. We also have the Elrud sector, and this is sort of like the Anna Meridian sector was for Maldrude, where we're going to get a bunch of heroes for taking that over. But we're going to start just by building a torpedo sphere, and we'll consolidate some of our units. So let's...
Navigating. Moving to coordinates.
Do they not control both of us? Yeah, they do. Well, we'll try to... If we have to fight for it, we're probably not going to do it. I don't think we do. It'll take a minute, or it'll take a little bit to actually load the thing where it says the battle begin. Yeah. So we won't. Oh, we got it. Never mind. I was willing to just give those things up. But we'll do that. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our main fleet off to Eriadu. But I want to have the torpedo sphere before we do that. And we'll bring some of these guys. Alright, so for the new units right now we have the IEC and we also have the torpedo sphere. But we're going to be adding things like the Vigil Corvette, which is going to be our main anti-fighter. The IEC is sort of more in the Architens area. We're going to have the Imperial 2 frigate, which is not an IST-2 or a Star Destroyer 2 or the Victory one from Battlefront. It's something else entirely. It's like the Rand Ecliptic, if you ever heard of that. But we've also got the new Executor model from Ascendancy in. So whenever we have an Executor, we'll take a look at that. Let's see. What else are we probably going to see? Well, there's going to be some abilities that start going in maybe as early as next week's episodes. But we're going to be posting this every Saturday, Tuesday, and Thursday like usual. We might even actually throw in a 4th episode on some Sundays or most Sundays. We're definitely going to have a 2nd episode tomorrow. But just because we probably won't have as many Empire at War playthroughs going on. But as you can see, we've swapped in the actual ship models for the fleet movements. They're going to be a bit smaller right now. They're oversized, and the models are probably too high poly, so we're probably going to optimize them a bit more, just in case for some people they might cause lag. But I've never had a problem with them so far. But just to be sure, as we start adding in more and more. Right now the bigger issue is that they're too big. But we're starting with Eriadu. But hopefully the micro jump ability will start going in next week, so hopefully maybe even by, if not Thursday's episode, then Saturday's episode, we'll have some ships that can do the micro jump ability. Which, as the name implies, lets you jump from one place to another. Are we going to get a raid fleet, though? Doesn't look like it. We'll start bringing our stuff. The other thing to remember with the torpedo sphere is that it is a placeholder model. So it's pretty ugly right now, but it will be replaced. Like, entirely redone. We'll put in Cabellian Cross. So we can get the... So it's a long-range siege platform. It's just going to fire off some torpedoes. It's a little bit too weak right now. There we go. It is Tom Expert. So it spawned out of Retribution. And they have a hero like that as well. Rashon there. So one of the cool things about these, or the useful things about these heroes, is if they die, they will respawn the next battle from their host ship. So they likely won't get any additional abilities for the most part. Some of them might get like respawn squad mates or something, but their main ability is going to be that they just don't die as easily. Hublin has a TIE Defender, so we're going to send him after those bombers. And we'll let the torpedo sphere just sort of hammer away at them from the back. It's kind of fragile up front, or up close. It doesn't have as many direct ship-to-ship. Like, you're not going to want to get it into a broadside battle, but it's very useful for long-range sieges. And we can start jumping in the rest of our fleet now that they're sort of in position. So we'll get these heroes when we take over the planet as well. We'll have Rashon, we'll have Akal Zed, and we'll have Tana Prill, which is the one that we just blew up. Didn't mean to do that. There we go. Alright. Just the VST, I think? The torpedo sphere isn't the highest thing on my priority list to redo, It'll probably end up being me that redoes it. Slever is going to be working on more Ascendancy stuff, or Empire of the Hand stuff, rather. And so on my personal list, I have all the Eriadu units that we need to do, which would be first off the Vigil, then probably the Class 2, then the other thing that I can't remember right now, and then finally the Torpedo Sphere. But so that'll be a bit later in the playthrough that we actually get that new model. Oh, there's an Acclamator back there, that's why.
Direct fire on the engines. The lasers are our target. Reporting enemy forces. Our target priority is the laser cannons.
This shouldn't take too much longer.
Destroy the engines. The lasers are our target. Ready to receive orders. Interceptor squad reporting. Engaging the enemy.
Okay. There we go.
I'm on this one. We are victorious.
We got a raid fleet there, we probably would have been screwed. Alright, so let's pop in our ground units here. Oh my god, I hate with this bug. When it sort of messes up the selection thing, and it always wants to double click. It might even be a problem with my mouse. Not Empire at War. But I seem to remember this always happened when I had the game.
On the way.
This won't be too hard of a planet to take. They don't have any structures. I didn't mean to do that. It would make a lot more sense for all the filters to default to on. Like, who doesn't want that information? Really?
Invasion commencing. Ready for recon.
Right, I don't think we can build on build pads yet. That'll be something that we're still working on.
On my way, sir.
But that shouldn't be too much to do. But just in case it ends up like the Maldruid playthrough, where that was the case for the first like 20 episodes,
Ready to move.
and people were
Reporting. Acknowledged. Moving.
telling, "Oh, Corey, why don't you use the build pads?"
We've located
No matter how many times I mentioned that they aren't done yet.
moving to secondary position. Battalion standing by.
I would prefer that you actually go up and shoot the thing that I told you to shoot. There we go.
Ready. Roll out.
So send the infantry up with them.
Proceeding to target. AT-AT ready. Time order. Copy.
Lieutenant Crawler back up here.
Ready. Scanning for enemies. There they are. They are in my sights. Support order acknowledged. Position. Mission sweep. We'll cover you.
There you go. Drive them over.
Right away. Right behind you.
Good enough.
Man this way. Armored transport ready. Weapons armed.
Oh. You just had to stand right in that corner, didn't you?
The enemy has been defeated. Roger.
We have the bunker, we just don't have the build pads, I don't think. We might, actually. I haven't checked in a while. That would be the kind of thing that's good to know.
Planetary control.
Alright, so Elrude, the text there would just, hasn't been added yet, but it would just be saying, oh, they joined us. In that tone, specifically. Do we want to go for Sullust? I think we do.
Moving to coordinates.
We'll go for Sullust, and then
Beginning construction.
we'll probably just take out all the New Republic territory over here, and come up through Morja. Yana is Brainer Maldruid. So Maldruid's actually making some pretty good progress into Zinj. Zinj isn't as strong in this GC as he is in Hunt for Zinj.
Confirm. Construction complete.
And our starting position is probably a lot better than Maldruid's is.
Tactical battle imminent.
All right. This map currently has some. I think it's just missing, or it doesn't. We haven't added a second sky dome, so it's just got the regular star background. So I'm not a huge fan of how it looks right now. There's probably going to be a lot more in this playthrough that have the petroglyph lizard, because it's like 97 or 87 space maps that I have to go through that I haven't done yet, or that I've started doing, but I am not exactly sure which will be directly applicable to this. So I think I'm done 100 of the 250 in the mod, but sometimes you lose track.
There they are. Blast them.
Which is why I have my notepad.
Order confirmed. Coming around.
Is there a raid fleet? No. So we don't have to worry.
Reinforcements canceled.
Get Rasoon in there. We'll get the torpedo sphere as well.
Under control. Coming around.
Star Destroyer standing by.
Taking fire.
Star Destroyer reporting in.
Narrowing position. Watch him. He's coming around. I've got them in my sights. Commander, they're
Yes, Commander.
I did some quick tests on some stuff, and I got like
sir.
3 raid fleets in a row.
Attacking the torpedo.
So I thought it might have just had the testing numbers on for raid fleet occurrence rates, but I don't. Apparently not. I just got really unlucky.
We shall be there shortly.
Or lucky.
Enemy right away. Let's finish him.
Awaiting your command.
Alright, Prill, don't die on me.
Our target priority is the laser.
That's the dangerous part about using all your heroes, and nothing else. You're at a much higher risk of losing them. Which means you're at a much higher risk of the commenters being mad at you.
Commander. The lasers are our target. Reporting in.
Okay.
Cruiser here. Attacking. Switch position. Getting a lock.
Roger that. Form up. Open fire.
Go after the stragglers.
Ooh, anti-fighter. Oh well.
Destroyer here. Copied. Attack that target.
Can you actually hit that from there? It might just be just out of range.
I copied.
You guys can start heading towards the structure, or the station. Okay, Bren, you're just not going to do anything. That's cool.
Report.
You just wanted to chill. That's great.
Attacking.
Really earning your pay there.
Standing by.
Reporting in. Closing on target. Move to attack.
Hiding out of the docks.
Star Destroyer reporting.
This will be a good second shipyard for us, because right now we only have Suez Fan.
Yes, Commander. Move out.
Watch for enemy ships. Ready for command, sir.
Remember, if she dies, it doesn't matter. She will respawn from
Awaiting.
Perilla's Star Destroyer, from Thunderflare.
Awaiting your orders. Awaiting your command.
So don't be too concerned if
Fire.
Rashun disappears.
Engaging the enemy.
Cruiser online. Move to attack. Disable those ion cannons. Been here.
So it looks like we're
Ready.
basically done here.
Reporting in. We've got them on scopes. We shall be there shortly.
Alright.
Roger that. Form up.
Come on.
Destroyer here. Commence. Attack.
So I guess after this, after Sullust, we're going to go to Saijo.
Copy.
My scopes are jammed.
I copy. Reporting.
Which is,
Right away.
I guess, kind of close to a rebel capital for this. It's where Firmus Nance's fleet is staged, or supposed to be staged. I don't think we've coded in Nance or Cien Sov yet, which are the 2 major rebel heroes in this area of the galaxy at this point.
Star Destroyer standing by. Moving.
So when you're actually playing for yourselves, those will be the people that you're either playing as or against. But for now, I don't think they're in. Same with Makati, the Grand Admiral.
Fire at will.
Alright, there we go. Now it's just the assault frigate? Yes, it is.
Ready for command, sir.
Awaiting orders.
Okay. There we go.
Awaiting your orders. Awaiting your command.
Standing by.
Poor fighters.
Your command, sir.
They only sort of deserve this.
Retreat aborted.
Our target priority is the laser cannons. Commander,
You were hiding from it. You should have just... Nope, it's too late to go back in now.
our primary target is those iron.
No, we definitely saw you. It's...
Setting up my
Nice try, though.
sir. Bombs away. We are victorious.
There it is. Alright. So... It's gonna be Sullust, then probably Saijo and Bespin and Endor. Those will probably be episode 2, and for the rest of the episode here, we're probably just gonna take Sullust, and then that'll do it.
Construction complete.
Come on. So raid fleets are back, or not raid fleets. Raid forces are in for, or they're back for the New Republic, and they're also in for a few other factions. Most of the Imperials don't have access to it, but the Eriadu Authority does. I think the limit on units is actually a little bit higher. Though. Oh no.
Tactical battle imminent.
So the rebels do have some captured Star Destroyers that they start with. We're not going to win that. Yeah, we're probably just going to retreat. I'm going to give there the opportunity for there to be a raid fleet. So that's why I'm loading it up. Just to take out the rebel fleet. Alright. Oh, so yeah, there's also, this isn't intended to be like this. Right now it's just, we didn't switch over the station type.
Your orders.
Alright, no raid fleet.
The enemy is approaching.
But, like, the station doesn't do enough damage to stop them, but yeah, there's nothing we can do there.
We have been defeated.
Why did I do that? I meant to click retreat. That was dumb. Could have had those 2 frigates at least. So we need 2 defense and RAF 6.
Construction complete.
But once we've taken Sullust, it'll actually be a lot easier. We'll just spread out our fleet a bit more. We gotta sort of work our way back into the choke points. Well, we go and defend the rest of, or when we go on the offensive for the rest of the western reaches. Then it'll be easier to meet up the rest of our forces and start expanding.
The enemy has been spotted.
Awaiting destination.
Choose your reinforcements.
Right, let's get this guy.
Set.
Acknowledged.
I think this structure that spawns here, the heavy structure there, spawns swamp speeders, which aren't useful,
Reinforcements canceled.
so we won't bother with them.
Juggernaut ready. All right, men, take cover. Reinforcement point contested. Target acquired. Commencing.
So actually, let's take a second. We'll just test the build pads. Oh, we can't use them. Never mind.
Ready. Acknowledged. Ready. Construction complete.
I just swore they weren't done yet. It's always nice when there's less work to do than you thought.
And ready. Destination set. EaW, copy.
We'll get the floating fortress out of here.
Reporting in. Reporting in. What are your orders?
Send the Juggernaut over.
Lead the way. Weapons armed. We'll back you up. Affirmative.
Oh, that's not good. Those are rockets, right?
Moving to attack.
Did I see that incorrectly? I don't think I did.
Yes, sir. Target confirmed. Awaiting orders. Advancing. Roger that.
No, we need you over here.
Maximum
Is it on the AT-AT?
Destroyed.
No, it's on the floating fortress.
cannons charged.
Well, I didn't want me to have it, but I didn't want you to have it either.
Attack that target.
Let's move out.
Choose your reinforcements.
Destination set.
On the way.
At maximum unit capacity. Unit
I
destroyed.
copy. Walker moving out. As you wish, General.
Should have just captured it.
I copy. Armor standing by. Reporting. Right away. Armor ready. Ready to roll. I've got him in my sights. Yes, sir. Moving out. Heading out. Attack. Fall out. Roger that. Form up.
Let's get you over here.
Affirmative, sir.
Yes, Commander.
Oh, it's a light vehicle factory.
Open fire.
I thought for sure it was going to be a barracks.
Attacking target. I read you, sir. Over.
I played this way too lazily.
Check it out.
Fire at will.
Bombing run available.
Yes, sir. Initiate attack run.
Reporting. Attacking. Let's move out. Let's go. Targeting.
Celestians.
Keep going. Target acquired. Commencing attack. This way. Over there. Acknowledged.
Oh, they have two structures, that's why.
Walker moving to attack. Destination set.
There we go.
EAA here.
Scout trooper reporting.
Weapons ready.
There we go. Mission accomplished. That was way too many losses for literally no reason other than I was lazy. Alright, but that is going to do it for the first episode, so I hope you enjoyed that. If you're interested in watching the rest of the playthrough, subscribe to the channel. We have the episodes coming up on Saturday, Sunday, then Tuesdays and Thursdays. We'll probably end up having 4 episodes a week, might be 3. We'll see how it goes. But thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye, everyone.